YOUR4X4 is partnered by the Holden Colorado 7, Lightforce Performance Lighting, Brown Davis Automotive, Kmart 4-wheel drive accessories, ARB 4x4 accessories, Piranha Off-Road products, Berrima Diesel, HEMA Maps and Cooper tyres.
How good was that river experience we had this morning? Hi, my name's Cliff from Cooper Tyres.
Hi, I'm Andrew from DP Chip.
Hi, I'm Jenny from Kmart.
And I'm Barbara from Piranha Off-Road.
Hi, I'm Sean O'Donnell from Lightforce Australia.
And I'm Cameron Brown from Brown Davis Automotive.
We started on that little boat we had to pull across the river to start with. We got all the camera gear and all the ladies who didn't want to swim across, and most of the blokes and all the kids, of course, swam across. It was incredible, wasn't it?
Boat swimming as many times as they could, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Even at 8 o'clock, getting into the water to cross over, whether you took the boat or whether you jumped in the water, the weather was so good that it was quite enjoyable. Definitely the best way to wake up.
And then a bit of a hike in.
What did you think of the walk, Barb?
Well, it was a lot longer than I was thinking, and the uphills seemed to be getting steeper towards the end and the rocks were getting bigger.
Quite a long walk into Manning Gorge.
Yeah, much longer than I'd anticipated and quite steep.
Yeah. Do you want any gear, Kerry? No, you're okay.
You need to just dive. You can see the catch.
By no way is it wheelchair friendly. A lot of rocky outcrops to make your way up and over and then down the other side.
The walk was quite long going in, and found with the rocks it was important to have good footwear, because going up and down the rocks was kind of fairly, you had to watch where you were stepping or you could have slipped. And it was getting warmer as we were going, and I kind of wished we'd kind of left earlier in some ways because it was getting so warm, so definitely needed plenty of water with you on this trip, didn't you think?
Absolutely. I think a lot of the walks state that it's say a 2-hour walk in. This definitely was a good hour and a half climb in certain stages, walking into Manning Gorge. Carry plenty of water. You know, if you think that one extra bottle might be a bit heavy to take, I strongly suggest that you carry it. You'll certainly have it empty by the time you get back to the boat.
But once you get there, man, what a spot.
One of those things that you do you walk for an hour, by the end of it you're going, this better be good. And then definitely once we came over that last sort of big hill, crawled up the rocks and got the view of the first sort of waterhole you could see, it was already you thinking, God, this is amazing.
Bloody beautiful. Have a look at that. Well worth the walk.
We came to the first waterhole and then we realised we had to go around another ledge, and then when you got around the corner the waterfall was absolutely magnificent. And it was probably one of the best swimming holes we've been in.
The waterfall, the depth of the water, the clarity of the water, the scenery.
This week the entry comes from Katrina Lyon, who has written rich red sand, stunning sunsets, constantly changing landscape, horizons that never end, birds and wildlife, massive inland lakes and the Australian outback. I love my 4x4.
Thanks, and for sending in that email, you've won yourself a HEMA Kimberley Atlas and Guide and a Piranha Premium Fluoro. All entries go into the series prize pack of a Brown Davis long-range fuel tank, a pair of Lightforce Venom 50-watt HID driving lights, and an RFI UHF antenna pack plus stubby holder cap and water bottle. Plus, all viewers have a chance of winning a set of Cooper tyres valued at up to $1,800. Visit the YOUR4x4 website and follow the links to enter. Now, who doesn't want more power? And I bet that most of you with diesels have your hands in the air. DP Chip is not a snack food, it's the real deal, and simply modifies the engine's fuel injection parameters to increase performance to a measurable difference of up to 35% more power and torque and up to 10% better economy. DP Chip, the only diesel power chip with a 5-year warranty, 24/7 tech support and user adjustability. For more information on DP Chip Diesel Power, call 02 4877 1022 or visit dpchip.com.
ARB, Australia's largest manufacturer and distributor of 4x4 accessories, has everything you need for your next off-road adventure. From bull bars and suspension to recovery gear and lights, we've got 4-wheel drives of all shapes and sizes covered. Whether you're heading off the bitumen for a weekend getaway or preparing for that epic round Australia trip, enjoy a safer, more comfortable journey with ARB. To order a copy of our free catalogue, visit our website or give us a call.
Warning, beware of imitation lights. Only Lightforce performance lighting guarantees Australian made, no leaking or melting, quality output and 3-year warranty. Unlike their imitators, Lightforce lights feature peerless construction, leak-proof seals, impact-proof lenses and filters, vibration and fracture resistant mounts and housing, and stainless steel fittings, outshining and outlasting their impersonators in every way. Often imitated, never replicated. Visit lightforce.com for the full range of authentic Lightforce lights.
Who has a range of SUVs that you can grow with?
When we were younger, we thought everyone was on our side. Then we grew a little and romanticized the time I saw flowers in your hair. 'Cause it takes a boy to live, it takes a man to pretend he was there.
Think SUV. Think Holden.
The Manning waterfall was absolutely, I think, my top couple of experiences from a swimming point of view. Swimming underneath that waterfall with it flowing down on your head, it was unbelievable.
It was just absolutely sensational. The hour-and-a-half walk-in was well worth it.
That's probably, it's up there with Mitchell Falls. It's amazing. Mitchell Falls has got sort of the grandness of how far it falls and everything like that. But being able to swim at the bottom of the waterfall, swim right up to the waterfall and have my first shower, have a shower at the bottom and then also stand underneath some of the colours that you see from underneath the waterfall looking out. It was absolutely amazing. Also the rock jumps. We had both the young kids jumping off sort of your 2-metre high rocks, and then we had some of the other guys went right up to sort of, I'm guessing it'd be sort of 4 or 5 metres. And then Simon even went off the big 6-metre, sort of 7-metre drop.
No one touched the bottom.
I just stay on the low high.
And the water was like, it almost refreshed your skin, didn't it? You came out feeling so cleansed.
I think everyone's voted it's the best swimming hole so far.
Absolutely delightful.
And it was endless fun. You could stay there all day. But I guess there comes that time that, I mean, we had to get to Charnley River Station, so we took the walk back.
Up and down all the rocks, and another swim on the way out.
Yeah, got into the boat and get loaded up with everyone's possessions and get pulled across. It was really good, the little boat, and came across.
We're just so blessed to be able to get there and in such a group and share it with friends.
Absolutely,
yeah.
And show people where they need to be.
Indeed.
One of the things that struck me about the location here up in the Kimberleys is within an hour, hour and a half of driving, we're in another totally different location. So whilst it's a long way to get here, once you're here it's quite compact, 100, 200 kilometres a day, and then you're from one spectacular location to the next.
We've come up here to Charnley River and so far, definitely hospitality is a massive tick. This is amazing.
Well, the question for the experts this week comes from Jeff McGaw, and Jeff has written, is it necessary to protect your batteries in the engine bay from heat, and what battery copes best under such conditions? Well, Jeff, that's a great question, and our resident 12-volt expert, Alan Johnson from Piranha, can answer it for us.
Batteries in engine bays is an interesting question. In nearly every vehicle, not every vehicle, but most vehicles, batteries live in engine bays. There's a couple that don't. Land Rover Defenders, they live under the seat. Jeeps, under the seat again, which is an interesting position to put a battery. Now the thing you got to remember is when manufacturers put batteries into engine bays, they generally try and pick the best piece of real estate they can, because the things that batteries hate are what? Heat and vibration. Hello, we're in the Kimberleys, you're going to get lots of heat and lots of vibration. So effectively, if you can protect your battery from excessive heat and you can put it in a spot in the car where it's going to get less vibration, then obviously the less vibration is going to be further to the centre of the car rather than the front of the car, and the heat is going to be as far away from possible as heat sources. Now there's two types of heat that you need to be aware of. There's obviously the ambient heat, which is the heat in the whole engine bay where everything gets to the same temperature. Then there's specific heat, which is radiant heat from things like turbochargers. Now, there are a few vehicles out there which have specific problems with heat, and there are some batteries that do cope better with heat than others. Now, let's be very specific here. Conventional wet cell batteries handle heat pretty well. Flat plate AGMs do not. Flat plate AGMs hate heat in engine bays, so typically we try and use those batteries in either camper trailers or somewhere where they're away from the heat. Spiral AGM batteries handle the heat a lot better, which is what Michael's running in his Land Cruiser. He's got 3 of them, which runs his coffee machine, as you've probably seen. So choosing the battery that you put into your 4-wheel drive, you need to understand what are the positions I have available to put those batteries into if it's an aftermarket battery. If it's a factory battery, you've got to choose a battery that's going to work in those conditions. And actually it's quite interesting. One of the really good things about Land Rover batteries is they seem to last a very long time, and that's because they're in a cool spot away from vibration under the seat. So obviously you don't always have that option, but the position you put your battery in is very, very critical. When we make battery trays for 4-wheel drives, we always try and pick the best possible position to give you the benefit of a strong part of the car, a battery that's not going to get too hot, and the biggest battery possible. So that's good.
Well, thanks for that question. You've won yourself a DP Chip Chippy Doll, cap, stickers, pen, keyring and stubby holder, plus a pair of ARB Outback Survival socks, an ARB toaster and ARB cooler bag. All entries also go into the series draw for an ARB twin motor compressor, a Kmar $1,500 voucher for Osbar or Kmar, and a Projector 600-watt Pure Sine Pro Wave inverter. Plus everyone has a chance of winning up to $1,800 worth of Cooper tyres. Follow the links on the YOUR4X4 website for full details.
"30-second kitchen, a kitchen in 30 seconds. Fridge slide first. Fridge slide's got 130 kilo tracks in it, so it's nice and tough. Remove the R-clip, don't lose it. Drop the pin, leg locker, kitchen out. Lock kitchen down here, retrieve the R-clip, lock on here, R-clip in. Leg here, pull them together, stove, billy. How good's that, guys? Couldn't ask for quicker.
Got a tough 4x4 tourer and enjoy hitting the tracks? Odds are you'll need some serious underguard protection and a heavy-duty long-range tank. Brown Davis Automotive offer aluminised steel underguard protection plates and long-range tanks for most popular makes and models. They're designed and developed right here in Australia and have been tested to the extreme right across this great country. Remember Brown Davis Automotive. It's a trusted and family-owned Aussie business and proud manufacturers of high-end tanks, underguards and more.
Sometimes the front runners lead from behind, and when it comes to protecting your rear, Kmar are world leaders in rear end protection and tow bar combinations. The just released Prado 150 is no exception, with a bar that is designed to follow the car's lines and work with your sensors and factory camera. For the best in rear end protection, trust Kmar. It's a statement, not just an accessory, but the toughest of 4x4 trips. For more info, go to kmar.com.au.
Our first entry this week is this great looking Navara, photographed here at Gawler in South Australia. Next is this fun looking 80 series Land Cruiser, shown flexing in the Kupo forest. Another neat dual cab, this PX Ranger has been set up with plenty of aftermarket accessories. Although nearly stock, this Hilux spends most of its time in the Kimberley, shown here near the Fitzroy River. And our last entry is this very tidy Hilux, out on a day trip across Mount Buller.
If you're the first to see your photo and email Danny at your4x4.com.au, then you've won yourself a Lightforce tack torch and stubby holder and a Brown Davis ute tub seal kit. All photo entries go into the series draw of a DP chip plug-and-go pedal chip, a HEMA HN7 GPS navigator and a Travel Buddy oven for hot food on the go. Plus there's a chance to win a set of Cooper tyres. Check the YOUR4X4 website for details.
This is all Charnley. Right, this is the big Charnley River itself, and that's the boundary. And there's exclusion there for Aboriginals, and this is Aboriginal exclusion. 4 years ago, it was for all this artesian range here. Okay, all through here. It's all virgin land.
This location here, Charnley River Station, it's probably right up there among the best camping that we've had since we've been on the trip.
We had the staff here, looked after us well, talked us through the area.
We are here. Our furthest drive access to that up here is Pavilia, which is 30k. So the scientists come here, they get in a helicopter and they fly up into here.
Wow. Showed us what the station's about and what they're trying to achieve here with the wildlife looking after them. First thing, sort of the joke was, we pulled into our campsite and it was overrun with little wallabies, our whole campsite. So that's an amazing feeling to come in and look at and see sort of 30, 40 little wallabies bouncing around on the campsite. It's all really flat, which is great to set up your tent, and the facilities are second to none with the flushing toilets, hot water, and there's also the spot over there that we could recharge the camera gear.
And the bird life that's here, it's actually a preserve, and there's just birds everywhere, peacocks strutting around and honking in the mornings. The campground is really well located, really well situated, a lot of grass.
And then it was also only a short drive down to a small little water hole.
Garden, hear the clinging of the chimes, the last tomatoes hanging shriveled on the vines. The autumn breeze is just a promise of the freeze that's coming soon. The season's fleeting, the days are blurring into years, the lines retreating. Every moment disappears.
The Donkey Yard waterhole was really quite a refreshing spot. Within an 8-kilometre drive of the campsite here, you can jump in and wash off the dust.
And in 1,000 years, when all our bones have disappeared, and every word has been erased, still the rivers flow, the sun will glow, the seeds will grow, the wind will come and blow it all away. 'Cause we are just a memory replaced.
Water's first class. It's a really nice location.
And in 1,000 years, when all our bones have disappeared, and every word has been erased, still the rivers flow, the sun will glow, the seeds will grow, the wind will come and blow it all away. 'Cause we are just a memory replaced.
Towards the end of another action-packed day at Charnley River Station, we took a turn up into the scenic lookout.
Release yourself, burdens that you carry, just hobble in the end. Every bad decision that is weighing on your mind, every failed mission, every ladder left unclimbed, it all just blows away. And in 1,000 years, when all our bones have disappeared, and every word has been erased, still the sun will glow, the seeds will grow, the wind will come and blow it all away. Oh, through the centuries, the endless string of memories, through the progress and the waste, still the rivers flow, the sun will glow, the seeds will grow, the wind will come and blow it all away. 'Cause we are just a memory replaced.
The light was just so captivating as it changed colours, beautiful golden light that really revealed the character of the ranges and just brought out all the texture and the materials that the ranges were created from. To see the light change from that golden hue towards a reddy, purpley colour, and then you got the light from the sky as well. Just a beautiful vista of the panorama that was there.